Long ago in ancient China, amidst the lush landscapes and towering mountains, during a time of relentless war, the emperor, seeking to bolster his armies against a formidable invasion, issued a decree that resonated through the land like thunder. One man from every family must don the armor and join the military to defend the nation. A young woman named Mulan lived in a small, humble village where the air was filled with the scent of jasmine, and the fields were a patchwork of green and gold. Known for her keen intellect and natural agility, she harbored a profound devotion to her family. Trained in secret by her father, she mastered martial arts and cultivated a sharp mind, preparing her for challenges beyond the village's tranquil life. Most importantly, she was deeply devoted to her family, her heart as vast as the ocean. Mulan's father, once a great warrior whose tales of bravery were whispered with reverence, was now old and frail, his once sturdy frame bowed by the weight of years and past battles. Though rich in love, the family had no sons, only Mulan, who was as fierce as the fiercest warrior. She, watching him struggle with the mere weight of his sword, realized the harsh truth: he would not survive if he went to war again. Under the cover of night, Mulan faced the ancestral shrine with a heart heavy with resolve. She knew what she must do. In the star-embroidered sky, she shared her lengthy hair, letting the locks fall to the ground like autumn leaves. She whispered a vow. "For my family and father, I will not falter." Then she cut her hair and donned her father's armor. She felt the weight of her destiny settle upon her shoulders. This armor, a symbol of her father's bravery and now of her own, transformed her in appearance and spirit. Mulan was no longer merely the daughter of her family. She was a warrior set on a path to defend her country and honor her family's name. Mounted on her family's steadfast horse, she rode into the unknown, leaving her home and identity behind and stepping boldly into a destiny fraught with peril. Mounted on her family's most steadfast horse, Mulan rode under the veil of night, leaving behind her home and identity and stepping into a destiny fraught with peril. The journey to the military camp was a blur, a mix of fear, determination, and the relentless beat of her heart, echoing the tumultuous thoughts that raced through her mind. Upon arrival, she presented herself as Hua Jun, her voice steady, betraying none of the turmoil within. The camp was a maelstrom of activity, a stark contrast to the life she had known. She signed her father's name on the enlistment scroll, the ink marking her commitment to this deception, her country, and her family. Training commenced at dawn's first light, the days long and grueling. Mulan, now Hua Jun, found herself in a relentless battle, not just against the physical demands of the training but against the fear of discovery. She executed every swing of the sword and strategic maneuver with her father's teachings in mind, pushing herself beyond the limits she thought she possessed. Initially skeptical of the newcomer's capabilities, her fellow soldiers gradually saw Hua Jun as one of their own. Their shared struggles on the training field fostered a camaraderie that transcended suspicion, laying the foundation for trust and respect. One evening, as the soldiers gathered, weary yet spirited, sharing tales of home and dreams of courage, a particularly burly soldier, Chen, threw a friendly arm around Mulan, proclaiming, "Hua Jun, you're a strange one, but you fight with the heart of a lion. What drives you, brother?" Curious yet longing for connection, Mulan replied with a truth that echoed her feelings, masked by her adopted persona. "Like all of you, I fight for my family, for the honor of my name. There is no sacrifice too great for them." Her commanding officer, Captain Li Shang, overheard this exchange and saw in Hua Jun a reflection of his dedication. He approached Mulan, his gaze appraising yet kind. "Your dedication is commendable, Hua Jun. Remember, it's not the strength of the body that wins wars, but the strength of the spirit." Mulan nodded, her heart swelling with pride and fear, the weight of her secret a constant shadow. "Thank you, Captain. I will not forget." As weeks turned into months, Mulan's prowess and strategic insight on the training field earned her the respect of her peers and the notice of her superiors. She became an integral part of the unit, her dual identity as protector and protected, weaving a complex tapestry of loyalty, bravery, and an unyielding commitment to her cause. Yet, with every accolade, the fear of discovery loomed larger. She knew the stakes were high, not just for her but for her family and the honor she fought to uphold. Mulan's journey was far from over, but she had already proven that the strength of one's spirit could defy the expectations of many, reshaping destiny with the courage of the heart. As the war waged on, Mulan, under the guise of Hua Jun, found herself in the heart of battle, where the clash of swords and the cries of warriors filled the air with a cacophonous symphony of courage and despair. Each battle tested her mettle and pushed her to the edge of her limits, and yet, with every challenge, she rose, her spirit unbroken, her resolve unwavering. Her mind, always sharp and quick, became her greatest weapon. Mulan devised strategies that turned the tide of battles, her ingenious plans often catching the enemy off guard and leading her comrades to victory. Her bravery shone brightest in the thick of combat. She was the first to charge and the last to retreat, inspiring those around her to fight with renewed vigor. One particular battle stood as a testament to her exceptional leadership and courage. The enemy had cornered them, their numbers overwhelming, the situation dire. Then, Mulan proposed a daring plan that required bravery and absolute trust in each other. Gathered around the war table, her fellow soldiers listened intently as Mulan laid out her strategy with a calm and steady voice. "Tonight, we turn the tide," she said, her eyes burning with determination. "We will use the mountain pass to our advantage, leading them into a narrow choke point. There, we strike with all our might." Her commanding officer, Captain Li Shang, observed her closely, seeing the leader she had become. "It's risky," he finally said, his voice heavy with the weight of command. But bold. Hua Jun, lead us. In the calm, quiet hours before dawn, as the camp lay shrouded in the gentle embrace of night, Mulan withdrew from the company of her sleeping comrades to find solitude under the ancient, watchful gaze of the stars. There, in the silent communion with the vast, endless sky, she reached into the confines of her armor, retrieving a small, intricately carved pendant that hung close to her heart. This pendant, a modest piece of polished wood etched with the delicate lines of a plum blossom, was a gift from her father on her 16th birthday, a symbol of resilience and renewal. Clasping the keepsake in her hands, she felt the rough edges, worn smooth by countless moments of secret contemplation. It was more than a mere trinket. It was a tangible connection to her family, a silent testament to the love and life she had temporarily left behind. In the quietude of the night, with the weight of her decision pressing heavily upon her, the pendant served as a beacon of strength, a reminder of the warmth of her father's smile, the gentle power of her mother's embrace, and the unspoken bonds that tethered her to her roots. As Mulan held the pendant, allowing the moon's soft light to dance over its surface, she whispered a vow into the darkness, a promise to her family and herself. For the love that binds us, for the sacrifices that strengthen us, I will face what comes with the courage you have instilled in me. I will not falter. Tucking the pendant back beneath her armor, close to her beating heart, Mulan stood up, her resolve fortified by the memories of home and the silent pledge shared with the night. At that moment, the keepsake was more than a memory. It was a source of unwavering strength, guiding her through the uncertainties of her chosen path, a path paved with honor, sacrifice, and enduring loyalty to her family. The plan was set into motion under the cloak of darkness. Mulan and her unit maneuvered silently, each movement precise, each breath measured. As they sprung the trap, the enemy, caught by surprise, faltered. The battle raged fiercely, but in the end, victory was theirs. In the aftermath, as they stood amidst the field of victory, Captain Li Shang approached Mulan, his expression a mix of admiration and gratitude. Your courage saved us today, Hua Jun. You have a warrior's heart and a general's mind. Mulan, her heart swelling with pride yet heavy with the secret she bore, replied, I serve with honor, for my family, for my comrades, for our emperor. We stand together, or not at all. As the war continued, Mulan's reputation as a hero of the army grew. Her name, or rather, Hua Jun's name, was spoken with reverence, her deeds becoming the stuff of legend. Yet, even as she basked in the glory of her achievements, the fear of discovery never left her. She knew the consequences of her deception would be severe, not just for her, but for her family as well. Despite the hardships, the close calls, and the ever-present risk of her true identity being discovered, Mulan remained committed to her duty. She had set out to protect her father, her family's honor, and her country, and nothing, not fear, not danger, would sway her from that path. As the relentless wheel of time turned, bringing with it the end of years filled with strife and turmoil, the war that had ravaged the land finally drew to a close. The emperor, seeking to honor those who had served with unparalleled courage, extended an invitation to the army's heroes, beckoning them to the imperial palace, where the walls whispered tales of centuries of glory and the gardens bore witness to the changing fates of the empire. Among those summoned was Mulan, known to all as Hua Jun, her deeds in battle eclipsing many of her peers. The journey to the palace was one of reflection for Mulan, each step bringing her closer to a destiny she had never imagined when she first donned her father's armor. Upon their arrival, the heroes were greeted with great fanfare, the air resonant with the sounds of traditional instruments, and the courtyard alive with the vibrant colors of the empire. Standing amidst her fellow soldiers, Mulan felt a profound sense of displacement, her secret a heavy chain around her heart. The emperor, a figure of imposing presence and gentle wisdom, addressed the assembly, his voice echoing in the hallowed halls. Today, we honor those who have served with courage and selflessness, who have sacrificed for the greater good of our empire. As the ceremony progressed, Mulan's moment of reckoning approached. The emperor called her forward, and her resolve strengthened with each step towards him. Before the assembly, the emperor spoke of Hua Jun's courage, recounting tales of bravery that had turned the tide of war. It was then, in the heart of the imperial palace, that Mulan did the unthinkable. She knelt before the emperor, her voice steady yet filled with emotion. "Your Majesty, I stand before you not as Hua Jun but as Mulan. I am not your soldier but a daughter who sought to protect her father." A hush fell over the assembly, the revelation striking like a thunderclap. Murmurs swirled like a storm, but above all, the emperor's voice rang clear and accurate. "Mulan, though born from deception, your actions have saved our empire. Your bravery, your sacrifice, transcends the bounds of tradition." Turning to face her, the emperor's gaze held a depth of understanding. "For your service, I offer you a position within my court, a chance to continue to serve your country." Mulan, her heart heavy with the weight of her journey, replied, "Your Majesty, I am honored beyond words. But my place is not here among the echoes of power and prestige. I seek only to return to my family, to ensure their safety, and to embrace the life I left behind." The emperor nodded in assent, moved by her humility and unwavering sense of duty. "Then go forth, Mulan, with the gratitude of your emperor and country. Your story will be told for generations, a testament to the strength of the human spirit." As Mulan departed from the palace, the gates closing behind her, she felt the weight of her physical and metaphorical armor lift. She was returning home, not as a soldier, but as a daughter, a hero whose greatest battle had been fought within the confines of her own heart. Mulan's journey home was one filled with a tumult of emotions. Each step closer to her village stirred memories of a life that seemed both distant and dear. The landscapes, unchanged by the years of war, welcomed her with the comforting familiarity of rolling hills and the gentle rustle of bamboo. As she finally crossed the threshold of her home, the sight that met her eyes was one she had dreamt of through countless nights on the battlefield. Her father, once frail and burdened with the prospect of war, now stood before her, his health restored, his eyes shining with unshed tears of joy and relief. "Mulan," he exclaimed, stepping forward to envelop her in an embrace that spoke volumes of the fear, the worry, and the pride he had carried in his heart. "My child, you have returned to us." Her mother, tears streaming down her cheeks, joined the embrace, murmuring words of love and thanksgiving. "We prayed for your safe return, my daughter. You have brought us such joy." Her father, pulling back to look at her, his hands resting on her shoulders, said, "You have done more than we could have ever asked for, Mulan. You saved your father, brought honor to our family, and served our country with bravery that will be remembered." The news of Mulan's return and her incredible deeds spread through the village like wildfire. The villagers cheered their voices, a chorus of respect and pride for the woman who had defied conventions, faced unimaginable dangers, and emerged victorious. Amidst the festivities, an elder of the village raised his voice to address the gathering. "Mulan has shown us the true meaning of honor and bravery. She has protected her family, fought for our country, and returned to us as a hero and a beacon of hope and strength." Mulan's gaze wandered to the faces of her family, the joy in their eyes a balm to her soul. With the moon rising and the festivities giving way to quiet conversations, Mulan sat beside her father, the night's gentle breeze carrying the remnants of laughter and music. "Father, I once left to save you, fearing each day I might fail. But standing here, with our family and village united, I see that my journey was not just about saving one life but protecting all we hold dear." Looking at her with admiration and love, her father replied, "Mulan, you have always been my brave daughter. You ventured into the unknown, guided by love and courage. You have not only saved me but have also inspired us all to be better and to fight for what is right. You are our true hero." As the night deepened, Mulan reflected on her journey, the battles fought, the friendships forged, and the lessons learned. She had left as a daughter, desperate to protect her father, and returned as a hero, honored by her family, village, and country. But in her heart, she knew the most incredible honor was being able to come home, to be embraced by the love of her family, and to stand as a testament to the strength and courage that resides in the heart of every individual who dares to dream, to fight, and to love. As the stars sprinkled the night sky, casting a soft glow over the village, Mulan felt a profound sense of peace and belonging. The battles she had faced and her sacrifices had all led her to this moment of contentment and harmony. Gathered around the warmth of the hearth, Her family and friends shared tales and laughter, the stories of Mulan's adventures intermingling with the everyday wonders of village life. As the night deepened and the tales wound down, Mulan looked around at the faces illuminated by the flickering firelight. These people mattered most, who had stood by her through every challenge and celebrated with her through every triumph. In their company, she found acceptance and a profound sense of home. In the stillness of the twilight, Mulan's thoughts drifted to the countless nights spent under starlit skies, the clashes of battle, and the silent moments of despair and hope that had woven the tapestry of her journey. The quiet of the village was a lullaby. In this tranquil corner of the world, Mulan found her most excellent adventure, a life of purpose, surrounded by love. Forever a hero in the tales of old and a cherished presence in the hearts of those to come.